Welcome back, Nuggets. This Mother Clucker's got some thoughts. Let's ruffle some feathers and get into the video. And if you would like to support my baby chick of a channel, please consider liking and subscribing or checking that you're still subscribed. And don't forget to go check out my other videos. Okay, my nuggets, another Eugenia update video. I had already started doing a little bit of an update video when a little bit more information dropped. So for this video, I'm going to be covering two Jeffree clips specifically, and let's have a look and see what is supposedly going on in the Eugenia space. But before I get into that, if I could just do a super quick plug for a new series that I've just launched. I've put out chapters 1 and 2 on Gypsy Rose, and I even have chapters 3 through 6 planned as well. So there's a lot more coming in that space. And I know that there's a lot of overlap in the Eugenia community for people that are interested in Gypsy Rose, but unfortunately, the algorithm did kind of cluck me over a bit because it was my first video released right after I took my grief break about Miss Pink. So I'll link them in the description below, and if you would care to go check them out, I would really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into this video that we're going to be covering today. Okay, so we are now approaching about a 2-month mark that Eugenia has been completely radio silent on the internet, and that is including all platforms. There has not been a single utterance of, I am okay, don't worry about me, thanks for checking in. There have been a couple more uploads in the Lemon 8 space, but I have been able to confirm very easily, by the way, because she doesn't even bother to change the thumbnails at all. They are all re-uploads from videos that she's basically posted to TikTok earlier this year. So having said that, I know that she has been spotted in Jeffree's chat. The thing that I don't like about just being spotted somewhere in like a text-based system is that there's really no confirmation that it's her, right? It just means that it's her account. So then I thought it was really interesting that last weekend on Jeffree's live stream, and by the way, I want to do a shout out, the two clips from this video that I'm going to be covered, one from TikTok Time Capsule and the other from Law Realistico. These people are watching Jeffree Star's live stream so that I don't have to, and I am eternally grateful to these bona fide mother cluckers for doing this kind of work. And yeah, so let's get into it. This first one's from TikTok Time Capsule, and it's from a live stream, and I thought this was really interesting. Let's watch.
And you guys, Jenny's here. Eugenia is actually here. She's in town. She's not gonna come on camera because y'all bully her too much. But you guys, please say hi to Eugenia. She's sitting right over here. We got Taylor in the building. We got Michael Murch from Facebook. Oh my God. Yeah, so sit on it, you guys. Thank you. We got her out of the house, you guys. Drop the Eugenia emotes. She's in Wyoming. She's doing great. She definitely misses going live, but TikTok took away all her privileges, okay?
Okay, so a couple of points here. Firstly, is this not like, you know, when you're in high school and you totally have a boyfriend, but he goes to another school, so you can't meet him because he doesn't go here? You know, and it just comes off as so like, oh yes, I'm looking in that direction and Eugenia is totally here. You're just going to have to believe me. We can't see her. We can't hear her. We're not going to move the camera in any way, shape or form, but you just need to trust she's totally in Wyoming. We totally got her out of the house and she's doing fine. Totally. And I am so sorry. This might be a totally hot take, my nuggets, but I just cannot bring myself to take the word of this man. I just cannot. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to believe anything until I'm able to see it myself. And in this day and age, even that's a little spurious because of all of the AI coming out, which, by the way, I do actually want to do. A couple of you have asked for me to cover certain channels that are releasing a lot of AI content on Eugenia, and it has actually been on my to-do list for a few weeks. So I will definitely do that one for you as well. So tell me what you think, my nuggets. Is this something you buy? Does this seem legit to you? As far as I'm concerned, it does seem a little sus. But the other thing I wanted to mention was that he said TikTok has taken away all of her privileges, which I found very interesting terminology because we know that her subscription button has been taken away on TikTok, which lends credence to the idea that she's been demonetized. And we haven't gotten confirmation whether that is including gifts, but considering there's been a complete and utter absence of her doing lives, I would say that it does pertain to gifts and monetization, generally speaking. But to say that she's had all of her privileges taken away would kind of imply to me that they're stopping her from doing anything on the account. But it's not a complete and utter ban because she's on her account talking to Jeffree. So what I'm concluding from this statement and from all of the things that we've seen to this point, what removing all of her privileges actually means is she can't give me money and she can't get money. So there seems to be nothing stopping her from actually going live or uploading videos, but she's opted not to do that anyway. And even if she was absolutely hell-bent on getting the message across that I am okay, I just can't access my TikTok account right now, well, she has other platforms that she could have done that on. So my conclusion on this situation is that she just can't get or give money. And so we aren't going to entertain even dealing with our public if we're not getting paid for it, which I know that I've had this conversation in past videos, so I won't go through it again. It was actually my first missing in action video that I did, if you want to go into it, on debating whether she does need to turn up to her job if she's not getting paid for it, or does she not? And yeah, I've already debated this with myself, so I'm not going to go through it again. So the second video only happened a day ago, I believe. And again, it's a Jeffree live, but we have a confirmation potentially of a TikTok return for Eugenia. So these are clips from Law Realistico's video. She, it sounds like, watched the whole stream, which is great. And I've just grabbed a couple of little segments from her video that are pertaining directly to Eugenia.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my God. Wait.
Okay, so Eugenia wrote, I wish I was able to gray out right now. Go everyone! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Now, because I am not a TikToker, I mean, I do actually have a TikTok account. I've been around on TikTok for a while. I do not really enjoy social media, I'll be honest with you, nuggets. I did not understand the term gray out. Now, I might be about to really sound like a boomer here, and I am up for correction if I am wrong on this, but I tried to find out what the term I'm sorry, this sounds so ridiculous. I just gave myself the gigs. I'm sorry. I tried to find out what the term gray out means, and I think it's in reference to being level 50 because of 50 Shades of Grey, I think. So Eugenia is essentially there saying, I wish I could give Jeffree gifts so that I could hit level 50, but she can't give gifts at the moment because of her status on her account.
The VHS player lying. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna throw up. Eugenia, I can't do this. Eugenia, please tell me you're allowed to drop a heart me right now.
Hi,
Anthony,
Eugenia.
Eugenia, please tell me they're letting you drop a heart me right now, or I'm gonna pull out every hair.
So Law Realistico actually mentioned here that he didn't even acknowledge her until he needed her for something. This was pathetic to watch. She stayed for 5 hours just to cheer him on. And that is some serious, BFF activity to be on a live for 5 hours with someone. I've got to be honest with you, nuggets. I don't even think I would do that for my husband. That's excessive. Just to be there to cheer him on. But because she can't give gifts, she's kind of useless to him at the moment, and she can't even be uploading her videos for you know, the free marketing that she does for him. So if I'm right about their relationship and that this is purely a marketing relationship masquerading as a friendship is what I kind of think. This is what I feel Jeffree's motivations are when it comes to Eugenia. And my basis for that is because he's been extremely hot and cold with her. He's done some horrible mocking of her online. I don't think that he actually views Eugenia as a legitimate friend. There's nothing in this world that says Jeffree is actually a decent friend to her at this point. But having said that, none of us are there. We don't know. Maybe he's an amazing person offline, and, you know, when he's not in the character, there we go. We've played deviled advocate. Well done.
I want to cry.
You okay, twin?
No, she can't gift for another month.
Oh, no.
Wait,
She's
so
ready
how-
She's ready to stay Molly
so,
right
girl,
now,
do
and
you
she
have a glove?
can't.
Does anybody in here have a glove?
No, twin.
Her and Big Stepper are gonna be level 50s together.
Really?
Yeah, she's really close.
Okay, hold it.
Miss Dogwood, I just told you don't gift.
So he's basically saying that she's really close to being level 50, and she's like, at least I'm tapping, ha ha ha. You know, yeah. So that is the first bit of confirmation that we've had as to any time frame that Eugenia may be making a return back to TikTok. So he said a month, which puts us somewhere around the mid to late September area. That actually lines up being somewhere 80 to 90 days from her original ban. So I'm actually thinking that she probably got demonetized for 90 days. And if I'm right about that, that means I think we'll actually see her back on the 27th of September. But like I've said before, I can't confirm with TikTok's terms and conditions what kind of duration she was put on for a demonetized status, because they out and out just don't supply you with that information, which I said in my last video, I think is just acting as a deterrent for people because it could be forever, you know, it's just the way TikTok have chosen to operate their terms and conditions, which I do not support in any way, shape, or form. And I just wanted to leave this in here because I just love the sass of this channel. They wrote, they all think it's so amazing, quote, talking about being level 50. I would be so embarrassed being a level 50. It means you spent close to $1 million on people who don't care about you. Now, once again, I just want to say I have never gifted on TikTok. I will never gift on TikTok because I am one frugal mother clucker and I'm not going to give these people my money. But is that true? Are those numbers, is that the sort of money that you have to lay down? But in all honesty, even if it was $10,000 to get to level 50, I think is obscene. Editing Vera here, I had to go look. I had to. Now, it looks like this price is variable. It depends on various things that happen in the TikTok world as to how much TikTok coin is actually worth. But I had a range of somewhere between 848,000 US dollars to 975,000 US to hit level 50, and that equates to up to 727,800 British pounds, or a whopping 1,518,600 Australian dollars, and that just blew my mind. These people are wasting their money. They should void the right to have access to their money. That is insane. Who is spending that on TikTok? And then the creators only get a small percentage. That's just, I cannot right now, Nuggets. Back to the video. And I am so on board with this comment. I love it. That is Mother Clucker level sass there. Awesome.
Eugenia's our next 50. Let's go.
I can't wait to see Eugenia. Yo, when she get a 50, that's gonna look so dope. She's such a
What kind of statement is that? When she gets to level 50, it's gonna look so dope. I cannot with that. So I found this comment interesting too, because clearly Laura Realistico was actually in watching this live stream, but they said he kept bringing up Eugenia to get people in his room. He only had 900 people before people knew she was there, and then it bounced up to 1,400 when Eugenia got in. I find that interesting because, like, Jeffree doesn't exactly have a small following, but if that is true, And those numbers did actually bounce like that as soon as Eugenia got in there, or as soon as it was made clear that Eugenia was in there. I think that lends more weight to my theory that Eugenia is being used as a free piece of marketing. And essentially, Jeffree is paying her in her currency, which is to be BFFs with Jeffree. But it seems to only be when he's feeling that it's convenient to be BFFs with her. I would love to be a fly on the wall for these conversations because the way this comes off publicly is kind of horrendous. And it is kind of the core of why I have the opinion of him that I do. But yeah, my point being that not only is he getting marketing from her for his makeup empire that he's built, but also he's potentially getting a lot more revenue via gifts because she's actively bringing people into his chat. That is fascinating to me and adds a whole other layer to this situation.
Oh,
Eugenia, thank you so much for the blooming heart.
My little dyslexic brain has trouble reading text on the screen while also listening to audio going on. And I actually was really confused when because I was listening and watching Jeffree and I was like, what is going on? She can't gift. And then Laura Realistico actually put up there, people stopped giving big gifts. So he started calling Eugenia's name out as a joke to get people to come in and gift. Like, are you serious? That's wild to me. Now, I will specify, of course, I was not in this live. I don't know if that's the case, but that's kind of what this clip looks like, right? Okay, so 2 Jeffree clips, 2 references to Eugenia, one that she was physically with him and one that she's coming back in a month. And to date, we still haven't had visual confirmation of her or even necessarily confirmation that's coming directly from her account. So I want to introduce this. I'm not taking credit for this. One of my amazing nuggets had a great idea, and thanks, a big shout out to Nickelonius99 for this idea. I love it. A pun surrounding verified and verified. Anyway, I'm not going to take credit for coming up with this, but I am absolutely going to use it and integrate it. So this, my nuggets, is officially unverified. We cannot take Jeffree's word. We have no visual confirmation. We have no proof of any substantial quality at all. And at this point, I suppose we wait it out. Is she going to come back to TikTok in mid to late September? Anyway, tell me what you think about this because I mean, it was kind of nice to do a slightly lighter one on Eugenia for once because none of this I don't think can be taken too seriously. But once again, I reiterate that I do hope that she's been taking this time to improve her life in some way. I am the eternal optimist and I will always hope for that. But once again, what I expect to see is she's going to return, there'll be a small apology, and then we will travel on as we always have, and she'll go back to gifting Jeffree and he'll gift her and she'll squeal and get excited, and that's what we'll go back to until we don't, which is rough. But yeah, tell me what you think, my nuggets. But truly a quick Mother Clucker today. I love it. A little bit short and sweet, but that is all the clucks I have left to give. Stay golden, my little nuggets, and I will catch you next time.
Hey, 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 hey! I'm gonna go watch another video.